It's Friday, May 15th, 2026, and this is the Washington Times front page. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Chinese President Xi Jinping warned President Trump any mishandling of Taiwan could lead to clashes and even conflicts, adding friction to the two-day summit between the leaders. Jeff Murdoch, Tom Howell, Vaughn Cockayne, and Bill Gertz report Xi's comments were consistent with China's longstanding position toward Taiwan. A White House readout of the meeting didn't mention Xi's comments regarding Taiwan and characterized the meeting as good. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Chinese warnings of a conflict over Taiwan during the summit haven't altered the U.S. policy of supporting the island democracy, telling NBC News U.S. policy on the issue of Taiwan is unchanged as of today. Xi said maintaining peace across the 100-mile-wide Taiwan Strait is irreconcilable with Taiwan's formal independence. He urged Trump to use extra caution in handling the Taiwan question. The two leaders also discussed increasing U.S. access to the Chinese market, China's investment in U.S. industries, and China's purchase of U.S. agricultural products. Xi told Trump he wants the Strait of Hormuz to reopen without tolls or military control. A U.S. readout of that discussion said both leaders agreed the Strait of Hormuz must remain open to support the free flow of energy, although it remained unclear whether the U.S. secured any firm commitments. China is a strategic partner to Iran, and China is by far the biggest purchaser of Iranian oil. The Supreme Court has allowed the abortion drug mifepristone to remain available at pharmacies or through the mail without an in-person visit to a doctor. Stephen Dinan reports the court put a lower court ruling on hold, allowing access to the pill to continue while the case develops further. The court didn't explain its reasoning, though to win a stay, it must have agreed with the drug manufacturers that the lower court's decision was wrong and that the drug companies would be injured if the justices didn't intervene. A lower court had ruled 2 weeks ago that the Food and Drug Administration likely erred in its 2023 decision, allowing mifepristone to be prescribed during virtual doctor's visits and delivered by mail. Justices Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas dissented, with Thomas writing, "The drug companies are not entitled to the court's action to spare them lost profits from their criminal enterprise." A full report on crime data manipulation by DC's Metropolitan Police Department shows the department's higher-ups reclassified hundreds of crimes as lesser offenses, as multiple police leaders pointed to a culture of fear created by Chief Pam Smith. Matt Delaney reports the internal report said crimes such as theft, burglary, and assault with a dangerous weapon were recategorized across the city's 7 police districts dozens or even hundreds of times. Federal prosecutors declined to bring criminal charges over the altered statistics, but 13 MPD members faced potential termination after they were implicated in the report. The investigation found former 3rd District Commander Michael Pulliam, whose suspension a year ago prompted the internal probe, reclassified 157 offenses during his time. And finally, the Iran war has reshuffled the Middle East and sparked an era of regional geopolitical rivalries at a moment when Iran's military and its proxies have been knocked off balance. Vaughn Cockayne reports Israel and Turkey are accelerating a struggle for regional dominance, with the two longtime antagonists vying for influence from Syria to the Horn of Africa. Some prominent Israelis and pro-Israel voices in the West are working to cast Turkey as a dangerous emerging Islamic power. Turkey, meanwhile, has increasingly raised concerns Israel is using the Iran war to justify expansionist designs across the region. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, or find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times,